US President Donald Trump has posted a strong warning to Iran on his social media platform, Truth Social, threatening to target Iranian bridges and power plants if Tehran does not reopen the Strait of Hormuz by Tuesday. The post, which ended with the phrase, "Praise be to Allah," sparked sharp criticism from Muslim organizations and American leaders. The Council on American-Islamic Relations, CARE, described it as an inappropriate use of religious language and disrespectful to Muslims. Several US lawmakers called the post dangerous and concerning for both domestic and global peace. The Strait of Hormuz is a strategic waterway through which about a fifth of the world's oil and gas passes. Iran's partial blockade of the strait, in response to ongoing US-Israel attacks on Iranian targets, has pushed global oil prices higher, raising concerns over inflation and energy shortages worldwide. Trump's warning followed a daring rescue operation in Iran, where the second pilot of a downed US F-15 fighter jet was successfully recovered from hostile territory. Following this operation, Trump stated that Iran must comply or face serious consequences for its infrastructure, emphasizing that international attention is focused on the strait. Iran responded firmly, calling Trump's warning an unbalanced and unhelpful action, while asserting that attempts to force compliance would not succeed. Tehran warned that the so-called power plant day could instead result in regional power cuts, and suggested that 2026 could become an oil and gas shortage year globally if the conflict escalates further. Meanwhile, Israel has continued airstrikes on Iranian infrastructure, including petrochemical facilities and the Qasem Soleimani International Airport, while Iran has retaliated with missile and drone attacks on Israeli and Gulf targets. In one incident, a residential building in Haifa was hit, leaving 4 people injured. Amid the crisis, international mediators from Pakistan, Turkey, and Egypt are pushing for a ceasefire. Reports suggest two proposals are under discussion: a 45-day ceasefire to allow broader negotiations and a short-term pause to create momentum for longer-term peace. Pakistan's Army Chief, Field Marshal Asim Munir, has been actively leading talks with US and Iranian officials. Iran has emphasized that negotiations cannot occur under threats. Officials also stated that the Strait of Hormuz will only be reopened after reparations for war-related damages are addressed. They have also criticized ongoing attacks on universities, hospitals, and research facilities as violations of international law. Global observers are watching closely as Trump's warnings and Iran's firm stance increase the risk of further military escalation. Experts warn that any large-scale attack on Iran could not only violate international law, but also trigger a global energy crisis and worsen humanitarian conditions in the region. With the latest deadline approaching, the world waits to see whether diplomacy can prevail, or if tensions will spiral further in the US-Iran conflict.